Teaching and learning with Mr. Miller. Hello everybody, welcome to Teaching and Learning with Mr. Miller. Today we're going to be looking at setting up a page in Photoshop. This is going to be a relatively easy one, it's also going to be a relatively quick one. I don't want this to take too long. I'd like the idea of you getting the information and then just getting it done. If you need to, obviously just keep pausing the video, or if you have any questions, just type them in the comments, or if you're any of my students, you can just email me directly. But to be honest, if you get stuck with anything, you could probably just Google it because this is pretty easy. First thing you need to do then is you need to open up Adobe Photoshop by just clicking on Photoshop down at the bottom. It's pretty easy. Then you can go to Create New, or you can go to File New. And this will give you loads of presets, and this will be interesting for you depending on what you're working with. So if you're doing a photography project, you could open up something like that. We're creating a poster today, so I'm just going to create a normal A4 document. So I'm just going to click on Print, I'm going to click on A4, and it's going to give me all my dimensions because Photoshop knows it. Now there's loads of stuff here which I could teach you about, but to be honest, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're just going to move on really quickly. If you want it to be portrait, that means looking like that, click that. If you want it to be landscape, you've guessed it, click on that. If you don't know what it is that you're doing, just Google it. So for example, if you want like Facebook profile picture size, it'll tell you what it is. There you go, 170 by 170. So change that to pixels and put 170 and 170 and you've got the right thing there. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to click create. Maybe you want to name it now, maybe you want to name it later, I don't know. Obviously name it at some point. It's called untitled at the moment. So 6 months later when you find this, you don't want it to say untitled because you're not going to know what it is and you've got to open it. It takes ages. So let's just call it something like poster because now I know what I'm doing. And I'm just going to click create and then it's going to create that for me. Welcome to Photoshop. I'm using Adobe Photoshop 2021 despite the fact that it's actually 2020. Let me give you a little bit of a layout. This is your canvas. This is where all the stuff goes. As you can see, there's nothing on it. And you can see there's nothing on it other than the background, which is right there. So these are our layers. So every time I put something here, it's going to layer up there. Imagine it's 3D, okay, despite the fact that this is quite obviously 2D. If I put something on top, it's going to go on top and you're going to see it. If I put it behind it, underneath it, you're only going to see the background. That'll make more sense in a minute, so don't worry about that. You've got all your tools here. If you don't know what they are, Google them, okay? Or hover over them and it usually tells you what they are. See? Move tool, moves a selection. Yep, pretty easy, pretty obvious. If you see that little triangle thing at the bottom right, that means you can click and hold and it's got other ones. But to be honest, the default one is probably the one that you're going to be using. But hey, we'll see. Up here, you've got your documents that are open. I've got my poster and nothing else. And up here, I've got all the options for my tool. So depending on what I choose, it kind of changes. I'm just going to get the move tool at first. You've got some other things here. That's usually quite useful. Control Z or Command Z if you're using a Mac like I am is going to undo it. But if you've got a history there and it tells you everything you've done within reason, that's quite handy. These ones here, I don't know, I'm not going to use them. Got a color, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter, does it? If you want anything else and you can't see it, it's there. Also, if you screw up the workspace and it goes crazy, go to that. Okay. Reset, yeah, so go to Window, Workspace and Reset. I have loads of students that are always asking me, what have I done wrong? And I go, I don't know. So I just usually reset it and it usually works fine. It does keep everything that you've done. It just makes the layout look better. Right, so step one then, what we're going to do is we're going to change this white background into another coloured background. So I'm going to go to Layer, I'm going to go to New Fill Layer, and I'm going to go to Solid Colour, and I'm just going to get me a nice solid colour. There you go. Yep, I don't really care. I'm just going to call it Colour Fill 1. And look, bam, there you can already see it there. And I can choose my colour. Oh, I could go for a nice primary red. Or, as some of my students like doing, I can go for like a lime green. Can I suggest you don't? Those colours are awful. And you don't see them in professional examples. Just Google a professional example, okay, and copy it. The person who created that professional example probably did exactly the same, so just do what they've done. I'm actually going to use this website, Adobe, it used to be called Adobe Cooler. I think they've just called it Adobe Color now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm just going to get a color from here. Best thing about this is, if I choose a color as well, it usually gives me options of complementary colors. So let's see what they got. You know, why think for myself when I can just get Adobe to do it for me? Wow, that's awful. I'm not choosing that, obviously. Let's go for triad and let's see what we've got. So let's go to explore. Let's find a nice colour. Let's see what they are saying is good. It's all a bit blue, isn't it? It's all a bit strong. I don't think I like that. Or purple. Right. Let's get some things that don't look. Let's like water in. Yeah. Let's make it watery. Hopefully get some nice blue turquoises or greens or whatever. Screw it, let's go for that one. Why not? You can always change it later. And look, we've got these little codes here. Like hex codes? I think they're called hex codes. Whatever. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. No, I'm not. I'm going to go for this one, the lighter one. That's a good tip for you, by the way. If it's going to be a lot of it, try and make it light. Okay? Otherwise it's going to burn my eyes off. Right. Look, and there's the code there. I just put the code in there. I press Command C. Now I press Command V. Okay? Copy it. There's a button for it. Paste it. Bam! There you go. Lovely. That looks like something from my mum's garden, or like when she makes curtains or something like that. But whatever. And look, the eye. Click the eye. You can't see it. Now you can see it. Now you can't. Now you can. That's what that eye does. Really handy right there. Do I need that background? No. But I might as well just keep it because it's not doing anything wrong. I can delete it later. The way to delete it, by the way, you click on it, you press the delete key. I know, right? People say Photoshop's hard. That looks a little bit boring, so let's create some different examples. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to choose two colours. And I'm going to, choose that colour that I just chose. So I'm going to go to my colour picker down here. Hello. Oh, that's new. I didn't know that. And I'm going to put my first colour there, the one I've just chosen, okay? So that colour is that colour, and that colour is that colour. There you go, they're the same. That's a nice little colour I've got in there that I've previously used, but I don't know if that's going to work with that. But I do know that all of these colours work quite well. So I'm going to just choose the next one, a little bit darker. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that in for the second one. Right, highlight there, paste it. There we go. So now I've got my two colours, and I know they're complementary because Adobe has told me it. Okay, and these people at Adobe, or this lady here, or guy here, I don't know, Ashley Pitson, yeah, they've told me that this works, and I trust them. Definitely more than I trust myself. So now I'm going to go and do it again. Layer at the top. New fill layer, and I'm going to go to gradients, and I'm going to create a gradient and hope this looks good. Let's find out. Yeah, whatever, okay. Right, now before I just click OK, because I know all of you just like clicking OK without actually looking at what this does, you can actually change some of this stuff. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go, and let's just go basic, shall we? And I'm not going to go for that one. By that, checkerboard means see-through, transparent, okay? So there'd be no colour. So I'm going to choose the two colours, foreground to background. Ooh, that looks nice. In fact, that looks really good. But maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want something like, I like to do radial. Yeah. Does it look better the other way? No, it doesn't look better the other way. Well, you know what? Does that look as good? No, you know what? I think I actually preferred it the first way. Linear. Yeah, I'm going to use that. There we go. And there we go, I've got a gradient. So if I click on all the eyes, I've got nothing, transparent. That's that one, or that one. I'm going to go with that one. That looks nice. Another thing you can do is you can use a texture. So what you can do is you can go to Photoshop, texture. Oh, that says brushes. I don't want brushes. Let's get rid of that. Go to images, and I can take one of these. This is called theft, by the way. Theft is brilliant because it means you get free stuff. Only problem with it is it's often illegal. So you shouldn't really do it. But I'm making a tutorial video, so I don't care. So I'm going to go for water. Because I'm not going to do anything with this after. There we go. And I've got some water textures. So I'm going to steal these. Hey guys, if you don't want to steal stuff, which by the way is recommended in all aspects of life, just go and take it yourself. You know, just next time you're in the beach, just take a photo of the floor. I like that. That's good, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. I'm going to hover over here, and I'm going to see it says 600 by 450. That means it's quite small. Yeah, I ain't having that. That's going to be rubbish. What's that one? 9. That's not great either. I don't like these. Well, that one's quite nice. What's that? No, that's even smaller. God, this is rubbish. God, why is theft so difficult? Well, that's nice. Bam. 1920 by 1080. I'll have it. Going to right click on that. Going to go to copy image. Going to go over here. Going to press Command V. That's paste, or just edit paste, whatever. Where is it? No, at the top there. And there we go, and I've got that. Now what I can do, and look, it's over the top. Look, if I put it behind it, it's not. So I can grab the layer and put it behind. Yeah, that's how layers work. Let's go to Edit. Let's go to Transform. And let's go to Scale. I don't know, it's a little bit... Tell you what, let's press Return or Enter or whatever on your keyboard. Let's do that again and go to Edit, Transform. Let's go to Rotate. Ah, that's better. Now I can rotate it. 90 degrees. There we go. Bit of maths for you there. If you hold Shift, by the way, it kind of locks it in. There you go. So if you hold Shift, it locks it into pure 90. Let go. Let's move that. And then I can put that there. Oh no, that's still rotate. Edit, transform, scale. And then I can make that bigger. And there we go. And it's not quite working. Put it in the corner. By the way, Control T or Command T. It's a shortcut for you there. Now what I could do is I could put that there. And I could try and move it like this. If you hold Shift, you can make it out there. But I don't, well, that doesn't look too bad. It's not really what I want to do. Just make it bigger. Okay, just go over the canvas. There we go. Enter. I want that centered. Should tell me when it's centered. There we go. Looks centered, doesn't it? There we go. And look, and I've got that layer over the top. So I could have that as a background. If I'm going to put any text on that later, that's going to suck, isn't it? That's going to be awful. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So you can decide which one of these you like best. Maybe you just want to go with white. I won't recommend it. Well, that's not bad, I guess. Just go for a solid colour, a light one if you wanted to. Or you go for a gradient, or you go for a texture. This is fun as well. Look, if I go to opacity, I can change the opacity down. That means how see-through it is. Let's go really low. Yeah, now I've got like a kind of a texture over the top. Ooh. I mean, that looks pretty bad actually, but you know, it shows you how to do it. But that's because that texture is just so dark, isn't it? You know, I could put it over the white if I wanted to. Yeah, that looks kind of bad as well, actually. Yeah, I don't like any of those. Okay, I'm going to stick with that. That looks nice. I'm going with that. Hey, I'm going to press Command S. That means save. It's going to ask me to save it somewhere. I'm going to save mine to the desktop because I'm lazy. You're not going to save yours to the desktop because you're intelligent. Okay, in fact, I'm going to create a new folder. Photoshop tutorial. There we go. Clear workspace is a clear mind, as they say. And I'm going to save that. And I'm going to click OK because I don't like reading that. And bam, there we go. We've set up a page. No idea how long that took, but there you go. That's the end of the tutorial. If you've got any questions, email me. If you have my email, if you don't have my email, then just leave a comment. I might respond to it. Or just Google it. Seriously, I can't be the only one doing these tutorials. Bye.